Hi guys and welcome. Today I need to make some mini clusters, so I want to do a few little projects for my journal, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. Now I've got one here. This is one I've made previously, but I actually want to go a little bit smaller than this if I can. This size is okay, so I'll be doing some of them as well, but yeah, I just want to go a little bit smaller because I want to make some little journaling spots and booklets. All right, so I've basically got a container of scraps here and then another bigger one here, so I try and sort them into both size and colors, so we'll be just pulling from both of those. But I sort of start with a strip, so we want to go fairly small. I do a lot of tearing, and I will be doing some inking, and then I've got these punched out pieces. Actually, craft stock's a bit hard to tear, that I made some hole protectors from yesterday, so they're still on my desk. And some papers, you know, I've cut a flap off something so we can use that as well. And some frames, that type of thing. So, you know, book pages, anything you've got really that's quite similar, you can craft along with me. Book page is always great, and there'll be little like strippy type clusters. So then we sort of just start layering them together. And you can use laces. So I don't like that colour and that colour. It's a little bit close, so I might pull in something a little bit more coloured, like a bit of patterned paper. That's it, and I'll try and tear this other edge as well, because I don't want one straight edge and one teared edge. These are a great way to get rid of your scraps, little bits of laces, flowers. Lovely. And I'm going to ink that white edge just really randomly, just quickly like that. Just gets rid of that stark white edge off there. Same with these ones. Adds a bit of definition. So if you don't have book page, maybe you've got some pages that you've previously done some stamping on. Now we're going to glue that down. You can also staple it in the middle, or you can sew it as well, but we're just going to be gluing today. And even if you decide to glue and then sew later on, you can do that as well. My sewing machine's packed away at the moment, so just on our recent move. And now I think I want to get a little bit of lace on there, or some sort of trim. So I've also got a container of bits and pieces as well. So maybe just, this is like a little bit of grid lace, and I will use a bit of fabric glue for that one. Your art glitter may stick it, but it will just take a bit longer. And then I'm going to put a flower on that one. So I've got a couple of containers of flowers. So this one, I've got some punched out flowers. So I'm just going to open each one up and see what I like. So I've got these ones have been bought, and then these ones have been punched out. So it's good to have like a variety, but I do like the colour of that one because I want to keep it fairly neutral. You know, we could put that one on there. Actually, I do like that one, I think. That one on there. See if I've got a little bigger one. I think these flowers that I have are from Little Birdie, which I've only got the 2 sizes. That one, oh, actually the big, I might go the big one. I'll keep the 2 little off to the side. So it's a bit of trial and error sometimes. I'm just going to give him a little bit of an ink around the sides, not too much, because I actually like the starkness of that on top of that background. And then we'll stick him on. Okay, so that's one made off to the side. So you can see how easy it is. Just grab your scraps, you know, tear them up, play with them a little bit. It's great to just keep these types of strips. Don't ever throw anything away. That one I think we'll put a bit of pattern paper with it, not book page. And I'm just searching for, oh, that's a pocket. I might keep that one. Don't know what's in my scrap drawer. So I do like the, just cut that wide edge off. So I just want the contrast of the pieces sticking out there. You can see that. And I may put something else under that. So I'm going to tear that one, and I don't want it this long because we're trying to go mini clusters. This one's like a little bit of gold cardstock. I can keep one edge straight because there's going to be something layering over the top like that. Yep, I do like that, and I might just put a strip of lace down there. I really like watching these, you know, I guess they could be a craft along video. You sort of can see the thought behind why something's put somewhere or how things are layered. So you really do get a lot out of it. So if you're not crafting along, grab yourself a cuppa and sit down and watch. That's what I really like to do. And just a bit of white lace, I think, down the middle. Actually, not even a strip. I might go a snippet. Just a piece like that. We've got a bit of pink in that, so we might go with a pink flower. They're just stuck together. Pop that one, or do we want two? No, we don't want two. Actually, let's go. This one's like a, no, it gets lost in the lace. You can see what I mean about trial and error on that. Yep, I like that one. So I'm just going to glue through both layers some fabric glue, and they'll hold each other together, and then we can pop them straight down. It's great to have a heap of ready-made clusters on hand, because when you're putting your journal together, you can just go to your container with all your clusters and then grab it and put it on the piece or see where it likes. Like I said, these are going to be made for little journaling spots and little booklets, which I will do in another video. Just pulled him apart. Okay, so that's number 2. Let's go to the next one. So we've got some leftover. I made some faux buttons out of this one, so it's quite thick. So I want the ruler image of this. So I'll just cut that through. Actually, that's a nice little piece. We'll keep that as well. And it's coming off of the cardstock where we've glued it. Beautiful. And I'm going to have 2 pieces of that. I'm going to keep that little piece off to the side, and then this one that's got some sort of like blue tones in it, I'm just going to tear the ends and not the sides. I'll keep the sides straight on this one. And then a bit of ruler down there, and then I might just have a little bit of book page or some wording off the side of that one. So you just eyeball the size. If it's too long, you can always tear a little bit off the end. I'm going to have it just like that. So I'm going to glue under there just a strip, and then a strip of glue down there, so you can see how quick and easy. So you know, if you sat down, you're watching TV, for example, or YouTube in this case, you could just do your layers like that and come along and add your lace and your flowers later on. So we'll just quickly do another one of those, but we'll get some slightly different colours. Here's a strip of, so I've got that on one side and that on the other, but I actually really like the deep green on that one. And I'm going to keep it the straight edges. And what do I want? Maybe. Do I want straight edges? But I want it thinner than the green, and I want it longer. I'll get another piece. I want it longer. Because I like all my edges different lengths. It just gives you a little bit more contrast. It's not really straight. I just want to even it up a little bit. You can cut these in your trimmers if you want to. I actually like to eyeball them. I do want to ink that one a little bit. And just around the edge on this one, because you can see that white edge. So inking will just get rid of that. And before I put that on top, which I will ink, I think we might put some lace or something under that. Maybe some of this raggedy fabric. Now that's not glued, so we need to glue that one. And then we don't want that the full length. So a bit of fabric glue for this one. And then we're going to glue our, might use fabric glue for this one as well. Then we're going to glue our little tape measure on top. And this can be a label, a flower, a butterfly. You can have some a strip of stamped something on there. Just use what you got, guys. If you've got a plain little bit of cardstock scrap like I've done here, then, you know, get your stamps out and stamp something on there as well. I'm just using these because they're my scraps and I already have them. So let me just put a bit more glue on that. And that one, that looks really great. That one I might put a little label on it. So I might just go to my labels, see if I've got a little one. I just want to have it in the brownie tones. Just something like that. Just give it a quick ink. I'm going to have it there because I think I'd like a little number up the top there. Let's see if I've got any little numbers. I know I've got letters. There's a little number 30. Or actually, little number 30. So you can layer your little mini labels as well. Sorry if this desk is getting busy and yeah, having trouble seeing that. So look at that. I'll put, where can I put a bit of cream cardstock under it. Look at that. So like strips and your labels, bit of fabric or lace behind that. Absolutely beautiful. I love that one. So I might put some labels on this one. So we haven't added any lace or anything on this one. So I'm thinking a similar, actually we might go, I actually like that fabric. I love these olivey greens with the natural, so it's probably getting a little bit big, so I'm just gonna tear some off the edge there. So I want to keep these mini, but you can do them any size you like. I do want to stick that on there. This one's getting down a bit, so I am storing it upside down so I don't have to sit here for 5 minutes giving it a shake to get some glue out of it. And I think I'd like a little label on that one as well. I'm going to have to, most of my little labels like this I get, I've purchased off Tracy Fox. Love Junk Journals is her Etsy shop, and I'm going to have to print some more, I think. And here's a little stamped postmark. I might use that one as well, just to define things a little bit is my way of thinking. And this is just a stamped image that I did on coffee dye paper, so it's not as thick as your little, these ones I've printed on cardstock. Yep, just like that. So this one will go down first. If you've probably heard me say before, if you've got a lot of little things like that stamped out, or you've got, you know, your labels, your little pieces of ephemera, whether your flowers, butterflies, anything like that, it makes these types of things really fun because you can just do a lot of trial and error. I really love that one. So let's make another one. So let's have a play with this cream cardstock, and I've got some really nice blue floral piece here, which I will leave straight edge like that. Don't want to have it too big once again, because we are doing mini clusters today. So I'm just tearing it like a curved edge there. So you're getting sort of a layering like that, or you can put that straight edge under there and go like that. I like that over the top of there, so I think I am going to tear the edge of this one and not keep a straight edge. Just get rid of that white. Inking hides a lot of flaws or mistakes, etc., and it also gets rid of, if you're tearing, or even if you're not tearing, and you're using, say, cardstock that's been printed, you'll have a white edge, so it's a really good way to get rid of any stark white edges. Now that one, I'm going to make it a bit smaller. And I'm going to tear a bit off here as well, because we trying to keep to mini if we can. What did I have? Let's see. May or may not, but I've got this beautiful, I think it's called sumac. It's like a handmade handmade cardstock. I've got them in my shop, the same as the mustard, the olive green. There's a few colors. They're just absolutely beautiful to play with. I do like that. I'm not going to ink the edge of this one. You only get a small window of wiggle room with the art glitter glue. You can use a glue stick as well. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but you do get, you know, some more wiggle room in that. There's also something really therapeutic about tearing paper. Now that might sound weird to anyone watching that doesn't do junk journals and they cut everything and they never tear anything. But it's certainly, to me, it's very relaxing. And you're working with scraps, so, you know, if you muck something up, then it hasn't cost you anything because, you know, most people would have thrown them out anyway. I don't know. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Might be a bit big. Let's go to that other container. Not that colour either. What about a little butterfly? And like I said, you know, you can make all your layers and put your focals on a bit later on. Might be the blue that's clashing with things. If I inked him, it might be. Otherwise, actually, I can probably put a button. Just let me get some buttons out and have a look. Got a drawer in front of me, so I've got my faux buttons. And I've got a book page one there. There's one with numbers. I do like that. And actually it's got the pre-punched holes. So what I might do, here's some twine. So if I go under that and through the hole, and the same up the other end and through the hole. And then tie a knot. I'm going to put a dab of glue under there now that I've got that tied. That's up to you though, you can keep it floating. You can hear the birds outside. I've just seen our cat walk past the door, so so they're just letting each other know that there's a cat walking around. He's fairly old now. He doesn't chase birds or anything like that. He has no hunting instinct in him whatsoever. Really love that, so we might play some more with those faux buttons. And the reason I love the faux buttons is they're only the thickness of a bit of cardstock. And I do have a video for that, guys. So if I remember, I will link it down below for you. Otherwise, jump onto my playlist and you'll be able to find it there. All these beautiful little pieces here, don't throw them out. We might actually put a little cluster together with those as well. Might use this flower, this punched flower, and I might put a brad in the middle of it, just to highlight the center. I'm just going to punch a hole with my awl for that. You can use crocodile or a hole punch, but that's quick and easy. And I might put a gold one on it. I normally go with the antique bronze, but I think gold, we'll just add a little something onto that, make it stand out. Just grabbing my glasses, so sorry about that. When I couldn't see the tail of the brad, I realised I didn't have my glasses on. So if your brad tails are bigger than your flower, in this case they're not, but you could always cut them off. So that's beautiful. We might use some of these little snippety things that normally we would just, go like that on our desk and put them in the bin. But let's just make a little cluster with them. Just to show you that you don't need big scraps, large scraps. You can pile and cluster. Should be gluing a few of these as I go. So here's a scrap I've cut a hole out. You could turn that into a tag if you want. I'm actually going to put it under here, but I might ink it. I might ink it quite heavily actually, because I'm going to be putting our flower over the top, and it's a similar colour. I love inking craft stuff like this. It actually looks a little bit like suede or leather. And then we can simply glue under there. So yeah, if you've got punched out items, or even if you had punched a circle out of your scraps, you could use Now I'm going to stick that down with a bit of fabric glue, because we've got two pieces of fabric there, and like I was saying before, the glue will press down into those layers and hold them. I'm just giving ink on just the edge of the petals. Him down. it's just a little frame that I had, don't know whether it was a die cut or I've cut them out with my blade for something, or because I know I don't have a square punch that size. And then just adhere it like that, and I like a little bit hanging out there. And that's another mini cluster. Really love that one. And that was made just of these little bitty scraps that we're accumulating here from our other clusters. Okay, let's go again. I really like these. I'm not a pink person, but I really like these little pink flowers, and I'm thinking that we should combine them with this sumac color that I really like, and possibly this difficult cardstock, craft cardstock too. Might be a bit dark. Let's go. There's some cardstock that's got some words on it. I'll tear the whole strip because we might use the other piece later. I do want it shorter, so once again trying to stay mini. And just because you're making these mini ones, don't discount that you can make them larger later on. You know, you can add them to another piece again. So they're just a really handy size to have and draw on like that. So I'm going to keep that, I will keep that straight, that edge. And the reason for that is if I want to put that cluster on and it to be just a tuck, then I've got a nice straight edge when slipping something underneath it. I will put a bit of ink on this one just to tie it all in together, and then I'm going to glue that one down. So we've just got a little bit hanging out the side there. Now let's have a look what to put under our two flowers. So we might go like that with this one. Like I said, you know, sometimes it's just trial and error with what you put down. And then sometimes you can lay something down like that and you think, oh no, that's not. But when you ink it, and then put it down. And the reason I like this piece, it's got a little bit of green in it. and then you have your flowers coming off the edge like that. It changes it completely. And I just want to put a little bit of lace under that before I tack that one down, which will help keep the flowers up off that printed background. So if I can find a little bit of lace. This is a little bit of cut curtain, so I might So if you're out and about, even if you're not in the op shops and you're looking around for laces and ribbons and things, don't discount going to your haberdashery shops and rummaging through the sale bins. So I picked up a whole curtain. It only cost me a few dollars, and I've brought it home and I've cut some pieces of it up, and I've coffee dyed it, so I've actually got variety with both white lacy type material and coffee dyed. So I'm just going to stick that strip down now. More over to the edge because I wanted to leave the flowers are going to be half and half on, and you can just use your art glitter on your flowers because they're actually going on to the cardstock edge. And that's another one. I'm just going to ink that edge there a little bit darker. I'm using walnut stain. I probably should have my scorched timber out for when I want darker edges, but that just defined it a little bit more. So that's another cluster. So I want to do a couple with the buttons. I keep all these, excuse me, punched out images because they just, they add some great texture to a project, and you can cut the corners and round them off like that. Same with this one. This one's got a bit already cut off, so you would cut around it. So it gives you like a little circular frame really. But you can add it to your clusters and get a completely different look on it. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got in here strip wise. And just sort of sit it down on your desk, building up your layers. I might cut this one. Keep the straight edge. And I might straighten this edge. And I might cut it a bit thinner because I actually want that punched out piece to hang off the edge. Like that, because I'm going to put a faux button right in the middle of that one. So I do want to ink this one up. It's just got the underlayer coming off that's glued there, which is fine. We'll pull it off. Ink all these corners. So I think strips, they make great clusters. Like I was saying, I like different lengths in mine though. And then I'm just going to pick a faux button to go on that one. A lot of my buttons, if you watch the video, you'll notice that I've used glossy accents on them just to give them that shiny look. I like that one. I think it needs something under there if I use that one. Otherwise, I've got these square ones made out of book page, so you can just cut a square and then punch holes in it. I like that one better than the green. You know, I punched out circles out of some scraps of cardstock, so you can see you get all different colours. And this one, it had a flower on it. That one's quite fun. Numbers. Stamped out a heap of numbers. I still like that one. I think I'll go with that one. I'll just try this. Not being a button, I've just done it as a plain square or a tile. Actually, I do like that one. I'll go with that one. Go with a square, just for a change. Which way do I want it? Do I want it off like that, or do I want it? I think I like it just a little bit off center there. And then I'm thinking probably just a little bit of something under this edge in the way of lace. So that sort of picks up that bluey green there. Yep, no, I like that. I can have it hanging out a little bit because I can always trim it off later depending on the project that I go with and put it on. So I'm using the fabric glue here again. I think it just gives, I must get my hot glue gun out and set up. And, you know, have it on my desk for these types of quick little projects. But that's another one. I actually love that one. And if you didn't want that, you could cut them off and just have, you know, a difference there. I actually like the circles on that one. You could actually put a little label, which we might do. Like that one's getting a biggish type of cluster, but you need all sizes anyway, and it's good to have a lot of different sizes on hand. And I'll go with the blue one, I think, because we've got a bit of blue in that material that we've just added on there. We're just going to tack it under here. And I'm just going to tack it to that. Make sure that all the words are showing. Lovely, another little layer. So you can see, sorry, another little cluster. You can see just you can just go on and on and on. And then if you decided that you needed a bigger cluster, this is probably not the right color. I'll just grab cream. You needed a bigger cluster for something, you know, different color because we've got these colors in that. Then you could just tear off, you know, it might be book page or cardstock or ink around that, put that on there and then put it in your journal. So these are great to have just on hand, just like that. You can make them bigger, or they can go onto your littler, your smaller projects, you know, like your little tags or booklets or things like that. Now I'm going to trim up this square and I'm going to do another, just want to even it because we cut in between the other one. It's thin there now, so we want to just even it up a little bit. Like that. And got a piece of script. That we could adhere there. So I'm going to ink the frame up first. And then this one will just adhere either side there. Just get rid of your white edges. Now I want it up a little bit because I like a little bit of a gap there. It's probably not the right colour flower, but I'm going to, let me get one of those other punched out flowers. So I've got a couple of different sizes here. So I'm going to put one over the top of the other one, so you get like a petal effect, but I'm going to ink them both first, and then I'm going to put a brad in the middle. So I'll do him a little bit darker. And then just the edge of the petals on this one, so a little bit lighter on this one. My hands are getting very inky. We get our gold brad. And then we get our awl, which is a very sharp, sort of place him over the top, or your little flower over. Actually, it might be better if I do them separate. So just go the center of each one. So I don't want to stick my head over the project and give you a shot of hair and miss out on sort of what we're doing. And you could have different punched out colour flowers as well. I just punched a heap out of this really nice colour because I work with a lot of neutrals. But you could punch it out a book page. You could even punch a hole and put your brad through that. I'm not going to, I'm going to glue it. And I just want maybe a bit of, we've got this snippet left over from that last piece. I'm just going to cut the longish strands off it. Pop him down with a bit of fabric glue. So I've put it up the top, as you will see, because I really want to keep that open space down the bottom. And I'll have the fray bit more up the top. And then my flower towards the top of that other piece. So you've got your frame down there and you've got your frame up there. I'm just going to ink that a little bit more. It's a bit stark. That'll just take a bit to dry. You could have just a plain black cutout at the back as well, but that's a mini cluster as well, just something that's simple. We're not going to add anything extra to that. I really love that. It's a shame we don't have any more frames like that, but we've got this one here, which is book page. Let's just do one more. And then we'll do a recap on what we've done today, so you can see that you, just out of scraps that you would normally have thrown away, you can create some really beautiful things with it. So make sure your writing's up the right way on this one. We're going to do something very similar to what we've just done. Just grabbing with green maybe. So I'm putting this one on a bit of an angle. Reducing the size of that a little bit, and my theory was to have a flower there, but it's quite thick, so I think I will go with another piece of this. That rolls up, as you can see, so it's about just flattening it out. Or you could go sari silk, bit of ribbon. I actually like the frayed edge on this one, how it pokes out from behind the flower. I just want to shorten it up a bit though. So we're going to just ink the edge, and I'm just going to screw that up and age it a bit, which can add more texture, see? And I'm going to have it across there. So I like both openings visible. That one I'm going to go more to the top like I did the last one. Just decide which side you want, which I think I like that one. It's got the longer threads hanging off it. Just trim them a little bit, just so they don't tuck under. And I'm thinking a faux button on this one, and I'm thinking a book page print, just because we've got the book page print in the background. Might just ink that a bit darker. And because we've done a flower one just before, actually I've got a script one there. Let me see if I've got a book page. I've got book page ones in here that aren't, oh there's one, I was going to say, that don't have the glossy accents on them. Yeah, that's a bit busy with the background, so I actually like, let's go a number. Let's go a number. Or we've got a plain one. No, I definitely like the number. All right, sorted. And that one I'll put on with fabric glue, because we are gluing it down. Actually, I think the back's coming off that. We might peel that off too. Save a layer. Because we're gluing it down to material, so and then I'll just put it in the center. You could, of course, and you still can thread some thread through that. I just didn't want to cover up the number too much, so I've left it as is. But there's another cluster. Like I said, you can always throw it under, you know, if you wanted to turn it into a belly band or something, you could add it in the middle of something, off the side to something, and increase it as we're doing your projects, or as your project needs. These ones I've got, they're edged with some pinking shears, so you know, you could add, once you ink that up, you could add it to that and add it onto something. But I like to keep my options open with having them just like that. But they're just so cute, guys, and so much fun to just grab your scraps out. You know, anything punched like this, your leftover cuts of paper, you know, your strips of things like this, and just start layering it together. Obviously, I'm going to keep going, making some more while I've got everything on my desk, but I didn't want to make the video too long for you guys either. I'm just going to grab a white bit of cardstock, and then we'll go through what we've made today. It'll just be easier for you to see as we pop them on here. So we've got our frames, just layering of lots of little different things. Like I said, you can do butterflies, birds, mushrooms, labels, tags. These will go on a tag. But so much fun, that just gets it off the mess of the desk so you can see them quite clearly. But they're really great to have on hand when you're putting your journal together, or making a tag or a tuck spot or a pocket or even a belly band, anything like that. You can just add them straight on there. You can add words to them too if you want to. It's totally up to you, but have a go at these, guys. Get your scraps out and just have a play around. You'll be really pleased with what you come out with. But thank you for spending your time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.